So Season 2 of The Artful Dodger just wrapped up, and honestly, it left us with a lot to talk about. We've got buried con men, forbidden romances, uncertain futures, and of course, the big question everyone's asking, is Season 3 actually happening? Season 2 recap and where things stand. Let's do a quick catch-up. Season 2 follows Jack Dawkins, our criminally inclined surgeon living in 1850s Australia, who barely escapes the hangman's noose, only to find himself slapped with a parole that literally forbids him from ever seeing Lady Belle Fox again. And if that wasn't enough, a brand new police captain, Inspector Boxer, rolls into the colony and makes everything even more complicated for the two of them. But despite all of that, Jack and Belle do find their way back to each other by the end of the season, which, honestly, felt very earned. Fagin, on the other hand, not quite as lucky. The guy ends the season accidentally buried alive in a cemetery, which, yeah, we'll get to that. Season 3 release window. Now, no official announcement has been made yet about whether Season 3 is actually greenlit. But given how passionate the fan base is, renewal feels like a real possibility. And if it does get the green light soon, we're looking at a potential return somewhere around 2028. Jack and Belle's romance in Season 3. So what would Season 3 actually look like? Well, first and foremost, Jack and Belle. Look, even though this show is a historical adventure series built around criminal storylines, the romance between these two has always been at the heart of it. From the moment they met, they've been kindred spirits completely caught in each other's orbit. Their situations mirror each other in interesting ways too. Jack benefits from his identity as a man in a patriarchal world, while Belle's closeness to wealth and power opens doors for her. On top of that, they're both genuinely passionate about medicine and surgery, which gives them this deeper understanding of each other that nobody else really has. And Season 2 finally gives that connection a safe place to land. The governor overturns Jack's convictions, and Lady Jane actually approves of him as a suitor for her daughter. Meanwhile, Belle is steadily on her way to becoming one of the first female surgeons of her era. Her family is supportive, and even the otherwise very orthodox Sneed can't deny her talent. So in Season 3, we can expect to see Jack and Belle working side by side as surgeons at the local hospital. They'll definitely face new challenges. This show wouldn't be itself without those. But for the first time, they actually have the freedom to be together, which is going to add a whole new dynamic to their relationship. Season 3 cast, who's coming back? Now let's talk cast. Over 2 seasons, this show has built out a really strong ensemble, and most of them are expected to return. Leading the way, we've got Thomas Brody Sangster as Jack Dawkins, Maya Mitchell as Belle Fox, and David Thewlis as Norbert Fagen. And since so many storylines are tied to that core trio, the characters around them are also likely to stick around. That includes Lucy Rose Leonard as Lady Fanny Fox, Damian Garvey as Governor Edmund Fox, Susie Porter as Lady Jane Fox, and Tim Minchin as Darius Cracksworth. Inspector Henry Boxer, played by Luke Bracey, is also expected back. He's now the local police captain in Port Victory, so he's pretty embedded in the story at this point. The one question mark is Dr. Rainsford Sneed, played by Nicholas Burton, who faces a pretty uncertain fate at the end of Season 2. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Rounding out the expected returning cast, we've also got Vivian Awasoga as Hetty Baggett, Albert Latela Kepa as Apudi Savea, Bridget Zengani as Roddy Falkirk, and Algin Abella as Flashbang Rivera. Fagin's storyline, what happens next? Okay, now let's talk about the most wild storyline going into a potential Season 3, Fagin. By the end of Season 2, this man is completely backed into a corner. An agent of the East India Company is hunting him down for revenge, and he sees absolutely no way out, except one. He decides to fake his own death. He convinces his surrogate son to give him a medicine that should theoretically stop his pulse just long enough for his enemies to declare him dead. There's a small chance the medicine could permanently stop his heart, but he survives it. The problem? His friends, thinking he's actually dead, have already buried him underground in a casket. So even if it's not impossible for him to claw his way out, and knowing Fagin, he'll find a way, he's got a massive obstacle right in front of him. And even if he does get out, his fake death has completely blown up his life in Port Victory. He's got too many enemies to just waltz back into his old life, but maintaining a fake identity long-term, also not exactly realistic. So Fagin's future is genuinely up in the air, which makes the prospect of Season 3 even more intriguing. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.